That comic podcast.
All right, it's tradition time here on That Comic Podcast. This has been a tradition going for a very long time. It's a tradition that has gone through multiple names, multiple shows. This is Buzz at his finest. This is what made Buzz a household name around the dwellings of those at That Comic Podcast. That every year, right around Halloween, Buzz comes on and just takes over. And that's honestly what, now that he's part of the show for good, that how dare an October come and go without such treatment?
This is like our own personal Halloween series like The Simpsons.
Yeah. This is the That Comic Treehouse.
That comic Treehouse. Buzztober.
Buzztober. I do like that.
Buzztober, I feel like that is just going to be what happens from now on. And what that means is that come October, we have to run all show ideas through Buzz. Buzz, are you cool with this?
Let me get you ideas.
Well, so I'm curious. First off, how's the world of horror?
Busy. Horror's very busy right now.
We love it.
There are people who are into horror who you would think would not be into horror now because of it. You know, like the younger generation alone, just from doing so many horror cons myself, like it was always a bunch of, old head type fans who've been around for years, and now it's just nothing but youthful, new kids coming in, all different types of people, fans of stuff. I think, the new It, when it first came out, brought a lot of them in. Stranger Things brought a lot of them in, and now, you're here in October, and they almost like look for this time of year to drop new stuff. And we just got that Welcome to Derry trailer for the new show that's expanding the storyline on the Stephen King stuff. Frankenstein's coming out in October. We've got The Bride is in March, but we've got a trailer for it. There's so much cool stuff going out, man. It's the young kids are into horror now. They're back. My own kids are into it.
Well, horror is such a funny thing because there are people who live and breathe horror, and then most of us, we just call it spooky season and visit from time to time.
Right.
Most of us go, hey, Buzz, it's that month where I'll put up with a lot of this. Can you please help me?
My father's always like, you think it's Halloween year round. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't help it, man. Like, it's just what I'm into.
I don't blame you.
It's become a lifestyle for a lot of people,
There's a gigantic skeleton
but
around
it
the corner
also-
for us every year.
But I kind of appreciate this new, and maybe I'm just silly, and I'm only seeing it from a very myopic point of view here. But I love that it feels like it has a newfound tradition. Like there's always been Halloween, but the concept of spooky season seems to be much bigger than it normally was. Hearing every streaming service having their whole Huluween, and all of them have their 31 days of October or whatever the hell, where they're just showing constant, not only new horror shorts, old horror classics, but also a lot of TV shows and stuff that you're just shocked that are being made, and they're being done with the production value of a full, Welcome to Derry is a prime example of getting the value that you would normally get from part 1 and part 2 seemingly on a TV show.
It's crazy, man. I mean, Netflix had some good stuff with, was it the Fall of the House of Usher and Midnight Mass? I think Stranger Things really brought a lot of the nostalgia back for a lot of it. And now you've got stuff coming out that even me as a horror fan, I'm finding out last minute. Even I didn't know it was coming out because there's so many platforms and so many new ideas and so many reboots. I'm really excited for it. It kind of gives me, something to look forward to all the time. I think that people are looking for joy and fun in their life, and Halloween is one of those things that just kind of brings that, whether you're halfway into it or all the way into it. I know that the collectability of action figures and stuff has now made its way into Spirit Halloweens, and now there are big launches now, for the Spirit Halloween grand opening in September. Everyone wants to go and see what the new props are for haunted houses or collectability or
the collectability aspect of Spirit Halloween.
Crazy. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, last year, Attack of the Killer Clowns made a huge comeback, and that stuff was crazy everywhere. And
I was so stoked for that. The popcorn gun was a thing you could buy, dude. That was so good.
Yeah, and I'm just starting to creep my way back into the Spirit Halloweens and see what they got going on. We're big fans of the movie Trick or Treat with Little Sammy and the burlap sacks. Always looking for new stuff like that, but sometimes I'll just go in and just look at who's in there because I just think it's the coolest crowd. I find that horror fans, and I said this before, horror fans will check anything out. comic book fans will stick their nose up at it and not check it out if they're not really into it. You know what I mean? But horror fans will give it a shot anyway. They might not like it. They might be like, "Yeah, it wasn't my thing." There's not a lot of like hate for horror. There's just like a lot of love for all of it. And you have obviously different classifications. You have like more intense stuff, more like, you know, humorous stuff.
But see, that's why I think the thriller, but that's why. But that's why I think Halloween has this special vibe now that I don't know it had growing up, because it was really just about getting costumes, candy, and Halloween.
Right.
Where now it's like tiers of how much horror can you take. It's almost like the hot sauce of holidays.
It really is.
You know what I mean?
Well, you know what?
I'm saying? Like,
I can follow that up by saying, like, yes, and I believe, and let's, if you do reframe it as spooky season, because like Halloween,
because I'm a bitch, because I can't just deal with. We can't call it like Gore's Day. Like, no, I don't want.
Listen,
that.
man, I can't account for who started this. It sounds cool, but Halloween is easily the most marketable time that we live through.
Yeah, you can merchandise so much stuff off of it. I feel like.
No, I mean,
no, you
okay.
can. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna look. I don't want to be this guy, but Christmas.
No. All right, listen. All right, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Listen,
I mean, but that's why I like Halloween, because again, it has a tiered system. Like Christmas, you're in or you're out. That's it.
Yeah.
Halloween, you can dip. You could go. You know,
I'm going to a Halloween party tonight. I don't have a costume. I'm going to find one on the way.
For example,
right?
how
just
many
proved my
times?
point.
How many times, Buzz, have I talked to you about Terrifier? And that I want to have seen it, but I refuse to watch it. Like I keep saying, like I gonna one of these days, but I really don't want that day to happen. But I want that hour and a half to 2 hours to be over so I can say I've seen it.
Right.
That's it. That's my level of toe dipping is really dependent on the kind of movie I'm watching. Like I love the green. Was it the Greenhouse? Was it the Green Room?
The green,
Yeah.
Right?
With
That's a
Professor
kind of
X.
gory movie that I loved.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But Terrifier seems like a different kind of gores. But that's what I mean, is you've got flavors that you don't get with something like Christmas. Christmas is like, get your damn tree, give your gifts. Can't wait for it to be over if you're in retail. Like that's Halloween, but everybody's got like, let's go to haunted houses. Let's go to let's all get together and watch a movie. People don't do that with Christmas like they used to. Like you used to get.
I think it's generational, because I remember growing up and reading the TV guide, and you could only really see Halloween, you know, with Michael Myers around this time. They never really played it. You know, there was like
Not at your house.
when I was a kid, not so much, because I could only rent it. You know, I mean, there was no streaming and that stuff. So you'd go in and there'd be one VHS copy of Halloween on the stands, and it was always rented. You know. So when Halloween came around, the networks were like, okay, we're going to play Friday the 13th on Friday night at like 7 o'clock. And you'd have to make sure you could see it. And now, because it's so available to all of us, it can be your life all the time. Join us. Join the Halloween crew.
See, this is what I mean. Like, what was the movie you recommended to me? I think it was 2 years ago.
Popcorn.
Oh, good Lord. What a fun, ridiculous movie that was.
Yeah.
But I would have never in a million years even considered watching that movie without Buzz going, no, that's the one you need to watch. And he was right. It's ridiculous.
It's out there.
It's absolutely worth your time. And that's what's fun about this season. It's like Toxic Avenger is a prime example.
Okay.
That is not for everybody. But good Lord, you know the audience it's going for, and yep, it nailed it.
It knows its audience. Yeah.
Yes. You know what? But that's part of what I was getting at too. Like there's so much more that you can do with Halloween. Like especially when it comes down to the horror factor, we get new stories that we don't even like, that don't even get magnified like Toxic Avenger did or others. But like for instance, Psycho Gorman, we kind of stumbled on that, and that was amazing. That was and you know from the moment you see it, it's like everybody's not going to like this. It's ridiculous, but it's so.
Did you like the Power Rangers? You're gonna love it.
You know, with the new Frankenstein coming out and Del Toro directing it, you know, the trailer is beautiful and
it does look so good.
Yes,
it's getting like standing ovations and stuff. And coming out in October, it's getting a theatrical release, which it wasn't originally supposed to do. It was supposed to be just on Netflix. So you can tell that like. Much like with the Marvel stuff, you know, the fans of horror, the diehards are like, hey, yo, you know, I would like to see this, like, in the theater. And the next thing you know, like, they're making these things happen, you know. And I think that, like, you know, you had Nosferatu at the end of last year, which did really well artistically and critically. and now you're going to have Del Toro's Frankenstein. I mean, Del Toro's one of my favorite directors of all time. He's like the new master of horror, and we just saw that Bride trailer, which is like another, telling of like the Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein Tale, but with like a newer reimagining around.
Yeah,
it.
Maggie Gyllenhaal, way to go.
Kicking it out the park, man. Yeah, absolutely.
The style of that movie was so left field, but so perfect. Like it had no right being as good as it was.
It got me. It caught me really off guard. They announced that they were doing that around the same time that Del Toro had announced he was doing Frankenstein, and it was kind of like, like this is going to be kind of a race to it, or like a chase to it. But wow, are they both so unique and both have their own place, like in the scope of like those Universal monster characters.
And I want this is for James Gunn and DC. I need you to learn from this. We're allowed to have multiple versions of the characters. Don't make the mistake that the WB assholes did. Don't make the mistake that the DCEU assholes did. We're allowed to have multiple takes because you can see right here Netflix killing it with Frankenstein, and so is Maggie Gyllenhaal killing it with The Bride.
Which is WB at that, too.
See? Learn from your own repertoire, people.
Yeah, you can have different Batmans if you want to. It's okay to say it.
Listen, there quite literally has been different Batmans.
I don't even know why I said that, because he came out and said there's going to be two different Batmans. There's going to be Batman Brave and the Bold and the Batman. It kind of negates everything I just said, but whatever. Just ignore I said it. Let's reel it in and talk about those trailers a little bit more in depth, though, because we did mention three real big ones. We mentioned Welcome to Derry, we mentioned Frankenstein, and we mentioned The Bride. And I think those are going to be three of the big ones this year. And actually, one last little tidbit on Christmas versus Halloween here. You can flood the market in this time with horror movies, and no one will complain. You flood the market with Christmas movies, and we'll all be like, dude, stop it.
Right.
I need one good one, and that's it. I don't need 20 of these.
Christmas proves that Mariah Carey is who she says she is. Because every year.
Yeah, I know, and it's just a little less every year. My tolerance for it just drops a little further.
Put her back in ice.
All right, but Welcome to Derry. First off, a period piece. It's going to what did I say it was in the beginning?
It was somewhere, I think, the 30s, the 60s region.
30s to 60s. That's a huge region.
I'm way off. I couldn't way off.
The bookmarkers on that period of time has happened.
Well, let's do 50s, 60s. 50s, 60s.
But it does it's an interesting way to go about that story. Because getting a chance to go and see some of the stuff that they hinted at, that like even have, deleted scenes for in both It Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 that goes into some of his past, getting to now experience that as an episodic way of telling his story is probably going to give us more than we could have ever imagined.
Yeah, ironically, the original It was an episodic, or was a 2-hour TV movie that ended up being episodic. So we're back in this franchise into an episodic platform, and I think there's a lot to tell. So you need an episodic platform.
Listen, I have a friend. Shout out to my guy Russ.
Don't say I have a friend while digging in your eye. You just made everyone look at you dig it, and I got an eye thing, and I'm going to block your screen in a second. Do
my bad. I'm sorry, everybody with an eye thing. But I have a friend, my guy Rush, shout out to him. He is heavy into the Stephen King lore. Like, he explained it all to me one time, and I think, like, if they can capture that and kind of keep it as grounded as they have been so far, because it does get ridiculous, but the lore of Pennywise the Clown is pretty out there.
Yeah. Didn't he cause his own car crash? In the lore of Stephen King, didn't, like, something happen in the book series that caused the accident that he got into in real life? I'm pretty sure that's real. Yeah. Someone fact check me in the comments. I'm pretty sure that's real.
He does layer that stuff in.
That's how ridiculous his interconnected weaving got, to a point where he was like, "Oh, I almost died." Well, that was the Man in Black.
Yeah, well, yeah, but all these books, like Stephen King's It, the Watchtower, all those things actually connect. So it's wild how they do it. Like, very out there. But we're talking about It. Let's go back.
To be fair, it is. I mean, it's part of it.
Oh, it is. but it's a huge part of it, and you could own like you have to be a lore kind of person to really have to sit down and go, wow, keep going.
Yeah,
Wow,
read the Dark Tower series. I tried, and I put it down. I couldn't do it. I tried. There's like 27 of them.
Yeah,
And I swear to God, in one of those is where his car accident happens. Like, it gets real meta. My brain is it's not taking me to the through point here, but I'm pretty sure that happened.
He's known to do that. He's known to incorporate, like I know that the road in Pet Cemetery was an actual road in his town that the trucks drove by crazy all the time, and so he pulled right from that as well. So.
I just think could you just imagine waking up in the hospital and then immediately going, well, that obviously was connected to the interconnected book series that I've.
He's like, I write so much that my reality is my writing now.
Right, exactly. It's how he coped with the fact that he almost died. Like we gotta turn that into lore. But all right, the first interconnected. The MCU eat your heart out. Let me see that, Kevy Feige.
Everything's a multiverse.
Reimagining the It universe. Yeah.
But you only see Pennywise once, and I do love that Skarsgård is coming back to portray him again, because there was that period of time where they weren't sure, and the whole idea of somebody else playing him
doesn't fly.
Wouldn't work. He's too. It's almost like trying to recast Iron Man in Iron Man 2. It's did too good of a job to pull that off. So I'm very, very happy he's coming back. And honestly, that would have make it or break it thing for whether or not I watched it.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, I mean the fan base they're in love with him. They love him to death. They love the character. Everybody's wearing the costumes every time. It's you can't flip it up. They're still struggling with the idea of replacing Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger, even though someone else has already played him. Yeah, people are still like, nah.
And what a good actor to play him too. It's a shame that the movie wasn't that great because he was still cool.
It's tough when you have an actor who had 7 movies before that. Like, I mean, come on, like it's like you're changing the whole thing when you bring someone else into it.
It is hard, especially like for the fans that knew who Robert Englund was. It doesn't matter what role you see him in. The first thing he goes, "Oh, it's Freddy." Like you don't even call him Robert.
Right. Absolutely.
Oh, and he knows that. He's very well aware of that. He leans into that.
And that's what makes it a hard character to just. It's a lot of big shoes to step into. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we talked about The Bride as well, but what do you think is going to be the top reanimated dog, Frankenstein or The Bride? Like, who do you like? Which one are you personally more excited for, Buzz?
I'm actually more excited for The Bride because of the reimagining. I was
Bonnie and Clyde aspect of it.
I like her look. I like it. I like these are old characters, so I like new takes on them when they're done well. I love the originals. Don't try to redo the original. Do something new with it. And I even feel with Del Toro's, we are getting something new. It almost looks like a painting the way he shoots. It has a lot of like Coppola Dracula aspects to it. I'm not a whole lot. I try not to look up too much about story. I like to be surprised when I go in. But apparently, it's an adventure tale. Frankenstein is sort of out in the world, and it's like more exciting. So I love the cast in Frankenstein that Del Toro is doing. I'm just excited to see like what he has in store. I love his movies altogether, but I think I am more excited for The Bride, which releases in March. I just like the fresh spin on it, you know what I mean? And I'm a big fan of the 30s and the silent film era and stuff like that. And so, you're adding back in sort of real world elements from the same time period that the original film was made into the reimagining of the new film for The Bride. So you're getting like a different aspect of the 30s when The Bride of Frankenstein was made in the 30s. So
it's also going to be fun revisiting this after Del Toro's comes out because that's coming out
Absolutely,
first.
By
leaps and bounds.
I don't think for a second I won't like it. I just
I want to see if you're excited, like if you think The Bride will still outdo your expectations after you've seen what Del Toro does.
I think they're going to be 2 different movies.
Oh, very much so.
About the same subject, yeah.
I mean, I know we can say tomato, tomato, and I know we can say you can't compare apples to oranges, but goddamn it, yes, you can.
Oh, I will.
Well, hold on.
Good.
Is Frankenstein coming out in theaters?
No.
Yeah.
But Bride is.
Oh, is it getting
it is?
theatrical release? Oh, cool.
Okay, so then we can actually rank them then.
Yeah, it was a
By
Netflix
that.
thing the whole way through because of the budget, and they were willing to go for it. But everyone was like, "This looks way too good to not see it in the theater."
Yeah.
And so it's getting like a run. Yeah,
That's well, and I think that'll also give him Oscar. Like, I don't think they can get Oscar noms without some kind of theatrical run.
probably not. Yeah, and Frankenstein, man. I mean, it's one of the biggest classic movies of all time. So anytime,
Especially with how Nosferatu was received, I'm sure
Right.
they're going for that crowd.
you have to. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the same way we reacted to a new Batman #1, Hollywood is reacting to a new Frankenstein with this A-list director in that way.
So are you excited? Is this a good Halloween for you? Like, is this
Yeah,
is the
absolutely.
lineup that right now?
I think they announced this Frankenstein last November, and I've been waiting all year. Like I've been excited all year for the trailer and the stills and the sneaks and stuff like that.
Well, outside of Derry, outside of Frankenstein, and obviously now Marvel Zombies, which if you haven't listened to, go check that out. But then we have Good Boy, we have the Phone 2, right? The Black Phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Black Phone
I
too.
like the first movie. I think it's stupid to make a sequel of it, but
Yeah, because never mind. I don't, didn't he?
you don't have to say it, dude. I know what you're getting at. You don't have to spoil it just to spoil it. Don't be
Thank
that
you.
guy.
Thank
Don't be
you.
that guy. We're not having a conversation about that movie whatsoever, and you're like, "Isn't this how it ended?"
Thank you, because I
You're like,
didn't want to
you're
do
the
that.
Dude, you're the dude walking out of a movie theater going, "I can't believe Vader was Luke Skywalker's father."
I'm not that.
That's a
bad.
Simpsons
That's crazy.
reference. It is. It's okay. All right. Well, I mean, I'm excited for this Halloween, and I'm excited to run all of my ideas past Buzz to make sure that this show is branded well for Buzztober and for
It
what.
is.
I mean, spooky season sounds dumb. We need to come up with a better thing than spooky season.
Spooky
Like,
season.
I know it's kind of iconic now, but I feel like we need our own version of it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is yet, but we need a better.
We'll do a spin off of it.
That's gonna
Yeah.
be tough, man. That's gonna be tough.
I was going to say too, a big part of October for a lot of artists like myself is the Inktober time of year, which is where a daily drawing in October for 31 days. You can go to inktober.com to join it. Anybody can do it. You do one sketch a day and you post it and you hashtag Inktober. Usually everything is sort of like a spooky take. It was a thing that created by an artist named Jake Parker, who's big online, and I think I'm going to jump in myself this year.
love it.
I've always wanted
Yeah.
to do it. I'm going to do it in small sketch card form, just a little guy. But that'll be pretty cool to jump in
Do
on.
you
that.
already know what you're doing? Like, do you have like the first
There
batch
is-
who you want to draw?
Well, the guy that created it he makes his own prompt, and so you get like a calendar.
Oh, cool.
And it's one word, and then you create on top of that. Now, there's other things happening in October that have been inspired by Inktober. Inktober seems to be the reigning, originator out of the whole thing. But yeah, you get one word, and then you kind of spin off and do your own take on that. The only thing you got to do is hashtag Inktober or Inktober 2025 to be a part of it.
Well, throw out your at. I mean, obviously that comic podcast, but
And
also make sure you're following Buzz as well.
At BuzzCorps 1Z.
And then, make sure that that the support is moving. Let's try and make sure that as far as Inktober is concerned, we've got Buzz's daily pictures, topping. I don't know what the charts are. I don't know how that works or how they manage this, but I want to make sure Buzz is at the top. So let's work on that.
There you go.
That's my goal.
I'll be in that hashtag Inktober.
All right. Well, I think this is a good place to wrap up because you guys have to finish Marvel Zombies. We've done too much recording, and there's too many episodes still to watch. Worth your time. Go watch our spoiler-free review. We will have a spoiler review of that later on when everyone gets a chance to finish it. Because boy, oh boy, do we need to talk about that ending? 'Cause, good lord. All right. Well. You can find the show at That Comic Podcast everywhere online. It's at That Comic Podcast, your social media choice, unless it's Twitter, unless it's X, which is That Comic Pod.
It's still Twitter. I don't think people are really referring to it as X like that.
ThatComicPodcast.com is where you want to go. You'll find everything that you want there.
Yeah.
Plus, more importantly, right now, you want to head over to Instagram, Jesus. YouTube, for those who are listening to the podcast. YouTube is going to be our new home base moving forward, so we really want to build that up. So if you haven't subscribed already, head over there. Plus, as Buzz said, he's going to be doing 31 drawings and different prompts. So that means that he can probably also handle any of your sketch covers. He can handle any of your tattoo ideas. He can handle any of your commissions. Just give that man a message, and I guarantee you will be impressed with what you get back.
At BuzzCorps on Instagram. Let's do it.
All right, once again, I'm Menti.
And I'm Features.
There it is. All right, dude.
Excelsior.
That's that.